Hello again, it's me, your friendly neighbourhood weird Jesus guy. We're a little bit closer than usual today, but that is nothing to be afraid of. Probably because my camera is a dick to focus from really far away. Camera, why? But regardless, I am here to bring you newsy type stuff and updates. Basically, I wanted to be a lot further ahead with things than I am right now, but I'm not. So instead, I'm just gonna have to jump the gun. Pew 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 pew. Whilst I was hoping to have things to present to you before I announced them, it didn't really work out that well. So instead, what I'm gonna have to do is announce what I'm planning and hope that through announcing it I create enough pressure for myself to actually go about making the things that I wanted to present, flipping it on its head a little bit. And so without further ado, here is my life right now and my whole YouTube thing in a nutshell. Introducing the DCYou. Basically, it's like the DC universe, except it's you, as in YouTube. Haha, puns. So 5! What it is right now is basically just the united name for all of my different YouTube channels, because using one channel was becoming a little bit confusing and things were really horribly inconsistent. Like, if people subscribed here to this channel for one specific type of content, but all they ended up seeing was mostly just another type of content, then they're gonna be dissatisfied with that and maybe even unsubscribe. What I'm proposing to do is to split my content across different channels. I'm gonna start out with just a few and then maybe branch out as time goes on, who knows. So what does that mean for the future of Batman Jesus? Like, this concept that I created, all of these sketches and parodies and short films and all of these things that I was gonna do, what does that mean for him? Well, Batman Jesus has been given his own channel because I figured it's a very specific concept that I guess would attract a specific sort of audience. So basically, if anybody's interested in this idea of Batman Jesus, then they can subscribe to a channel where that is basically all there's gonna be. So if you want to find that, there's a link in the description. There's nothing there right now. I'm basically giving you an empty channel, which is why I said that I wanted to actually make things to present before I announce them, but that hasn't happened. So yeah, empty channel. But when there is stuff, it will be on that channel, so if you want to see it, link in the description. I mean, the whole Batman Jesus concept has existed for officially over a year now. It was like the anniversary on the 27th, I think. And there still isn't a single video in existence. So I figured that if people are already subscribed to this channel, then they must like what I'm doing here, probably. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. Henceforth, this channel will be rebranded into like a personal Bruce Wayne type channel to my Batman Jesus, where this whole like brand of inconsistent content that I've developed for myself will just continue. I haven't thought of a name for it yet. I'm currently deliberating between World of Aeronicus and Jesus of YouTube, but it could be either of those or something completely different. So if you have any input or ideas, please leave them in comments below, because I don't know what to do. For those of you who know anything about or have any interest in my life, you may or may not know that around 3.5 months ago I moved 300 miles to the complete opposite end of the country. As this was an entirely new chapter in my life and it was new and exciting, I decided that I was going to attempt to daily vlog it on an adventure vlog channel which I created called Aeronicus Adventures. Again, there's a link to that in the description. Sadly, that kind of failed after about a week. But if you are already subscribed to that channel, you may have noticed that I've recently started uploading to it again with new videos and new adventures. Whilst it perhaps won't be daily, I'm gonna try to upload to that channel as regularly as possible with all the things that I'm doing and all the lifey stuff and things. And actually, possibly, I may end up starting to do it daily again as I progress into the next stage of my life. Basically, I'm moving again, I'm going away to college, which is not quite the same thing in the UK as it is in the US, but either way I'm still going to like move to a different city to study, and it's still a big and new and exciting life change and things like that. And for the first time ever, I'm going to be living alone. Therefore I'm going to be more independent and self-sufficient. So obviously this is gonna go really, really well. And so if you want to follow along with these adventures in this new massive step in my life, then, you know, Adventure Vloggy channel thing, where I'll hopefully be updating it as regularly as possible, possibly even daily, depending on what happens. If you want more update videos of what's happening across all of the channels, like this one and the last one that I've uploaded on this channel, then I've made an official DCYou channel, another link in the description, which is gonna have links to all of the different channels, and also there'll be like regular, possibly weekly update videos like this, where I sort of give like an overview of what's happened in my life and what's happening with the new channels and new videos that have come up and that are coming up in the future and things like that. The best part of the DCYou is that, just like Batman Jesus, it's a concept with pretty much unlimited potential and scope for new things that could happen. Like, I'm going away to study film, and I've been interested in making films for a while. Maybe one day I'll have enough films that it'd be able to warrant having its own channel, and I'll be able to make like my own film channel and have all my films on there, and it'll be like a show reel, like display place type thing with all my little films and things. That'll be fancy. Maybe one day I'll do more of the music things. If you look down my channel, there's some covers and stuff, and I attempt to write my own stuff, but it doesn't really go that well. But maybe one day I'll have enough music that it'll warrant having its own channel, and I'll have my own little music channel. And heck, who knows? Maybe one day I'll finally buy a capture card, and I'll be able to start my own gaming channel like I've been planning on doing for like, what, 4 years? Even since before the whole PewDiePie thing, and, you know, anyone and everyone that exists on the planet Earth has to have a gaming channel because it's compulsory. You know, that's something that I've been planning on doing for a long time. Maybe one day that'll happen. Basically, things are happening. Things are changing, and if you have any interest at all in any of the channels that I mentioned, or any of the social media links or anything like that, then they're all in the flippity description fling. And finally, like final part before I bore you to tears, and then I'm gonna leave you in a minute. As several pre-existing videos on this channel prove, I have always been very community minded and always thought that way. I'm not a great fan of this celebrity culture that we've built for ourselves and that we're perpetuating until it spirals out of control. I just want to make friends and do cool stuff and make things. That's all I've really been doing with the YouTube thing, just making stuff and friends and things, and that's it. So if you have any ideas for things that I could do, or things that we could potentially do together in the future, then leave a comment below, or like send me a message on a social media page, whichever the cool kids use these days, and maybe we can do things. It'll be good. So yeah, that's basically it, unless I decide to sit down and film before I begin the whole rebranding thing. This is probably the last video that I'm gonna upload to this channel whilst it still bears the name Batman Jesus. It's been emotional. It's been an interesting year. It's been a really damn good year, and I've made a lot of progress and met a lot of new people and done a lot of truly incredible things. But now we're moving on. We're on to the next stage. We're on to the next step. This is the next development in my ever-unfolding YouTube life thing, and I'd like to thank you for being part of the adventure and for hopefully joining me in whatever happens in the future. So for now, I'll see you all on the flip side.